Tanzania and Zanzibar have a new residency by investment program. I'm going to explain more on this video. So if you're an expat or a high net wealth individual, go over to infuriated.com and see how I can help you. Now on this video, I'm going to talk about Zanzibar in Tanzania, which is seen as a little bit of a paradise. And they've announced a new residency program. So basically, I'm not going to speak too much about it because you can see the link below, but they are opening up to overseas investors who want to put income into real estate. They're trying to pull in both individual and corporate investors, and they're going to give tax incentives, including no tax on overseas income for those particular investors. Now, the interesting thing is some people might say, oh, it's Tanzania, it's Zanzibar, who's going to want to actually live there? But believe it or not now, what I have discovered, and I'm an example of this, is that people who have overseas income are more adventurous than before. Before, maybe 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, or whatever, very few people would have gone to, say, Georgia in the Caucasus. Now, Georgia attracts more people than you would think because of their good taxation schemes. And I think this particular scheme, even though people assume that not many people will take them up on this offer, I think more wealthy people than you think will go onto this scheme. And the reason is quite simple. And that's that as some countries are making it easier for people to live there locally, pay little tax or no tax, other countries are actually making it more difficult for investors, more difficult for wealthy people. I'm going to talk about that in another video, which is coming up, about some of Berlin's new proposals on investors. I mean, the point is, I saw this last year when it came to some Caribbean islands who opened up so-called digital nomad visas and allowed people to pay 0% tax for 1 or 2 years. So what you have now is you have some countries going in the direction of being more liberal, opening up new visa schemes, opening up residency by investment schemes. In comparison, you have a lot of developed countries that are actually becoming stricter when it comes to taxes. So it's going to be a very interesting 5 or 10 years. I suspect we're going to see more cases like this. We're going to see more countries think, wow, you know, more people are working at home now. More people have overseas income. We can pull in investments by giving tax incentives. Then there's going to be other countries that are going to say, oh, we should tax people who leave the country like America does. So you're going to have countries go in different directions as more people are working from home, more people have overseas and online businesses. How can I help you? In 2 ways. First of all, are you an expat, a high net wealth individual, or just somebody who lives in a part of the world where it's difficult to get access to quality investment solutions? In which case, go onto my website on infuriated.com and find out more. If you don't fit into any of those categories, then in which case there's a range of free material on my website, on this YouTube channel, and indeed on my Quora, where I get over 200 or have received over 231 million views in the last few years. And finally, if you want to actually read my thoughts in more detail, go onto Amazon and find my book on there.